Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with an on-the-fly review for you, and today I'm talking about Voyagers, released back in April, written and directed by Neil Berger, who directed at least the first Divergent film. I don't know if he did the sequels, and also made the Edward Norton film The Illusionist from 2006. This film stars Colin Farrell and a very, very confident young cast of Ty Sheridan, who's star of Ready Player One, Fionn Whitehead, who was a star of Dunkirk, and Lily Rose Depp, daughter of the three-time Oscar nominee Johnny. First time I've ever seen her in a film, and I thought she was very good in this, to be honest with you. The whole setup of this movie is a crew of genetically engineered individuals, children, have been put into space, into orbit, not into orbit, but into deep, deep space to find a second planet to eventually colonize once they get there in 84 years with their great grandchildren if they make it that far. Uh, these they're they're like I said, they're genetically superior. They're bred to be stronger, smarter, more confident than the average person. And there's a certain medicine they're given to suppress their more primal and emotional needs. After a certain tragedy, a good, 10, 15, 16 years into their journey, after a certain tragedy befalls the crew, leaving all the kids alone, the movie breaks out into what it really is a true treat, a science fiction adaptation of William Golding's Lord of the Flies. Now, Lord of the Flies it was one of my favorite things growing up. Not just books, movies, concepts. I fucking loved Lord of the Flies when I was a kid. There's no getting around it. And it became an absolute treat once I realized what this was. And the more it gets into the story, you really see that it's just not inspiration. This is an adaptation. This is Lord of the Flies. It is the story just set in space. I gotta say, people, I love this movie. I don't give a shit what the critics say. I don't give a fuck if it has 20 something percent on Rotten Tomatoes. Those assholes can go watch In the Heights all they want. If they want, yeah, In the Heights. Okay, here's In the Heights. Boy is perfectly happy where he is, but wants more. Girl is perfectly happy where she is, but wants more. They meet each other, fall in love, support each other's dreams, but then there's a misunderstanding. They have a falling out. There's drama, but fate brings them back together, and they're both as a relationship as individuals. They're stronger and all the better for the conflict, and it takes 2.5 hours and 17 fucking songs to tell that story. Just give me Lord of the Flies, goddammit. I'm not a hard man to please. This was a great movie. I loved this movie. I thought it was visually dazzling. I thought the young cast was totally fucking hungry. And as far as not crediting Lord of the Flies in the script, in the credits, this is an obvious adaptation, and it does kind of give the sense off that this is more of a ripoff, but it's not a ripoff because it's clearly Lord of the Flies. Not even trying to hide it. I mean, maybe they didn't get the terms. I mean, does that make Nosferatu any less of a movie? Does that make Witness any less of a movie? Ran, Throne of Blood. None of these movies credit the actual source material that they were clearly based off of, but they're all phenomenal works of art, as is Voyagers. This is one of the best movies of the year, in a year full of absolute dog shit, in my opinion. And this keeps happening, by the way. I thought Reminiscence was terrific. Bad reviews. I thought Werewolves Within was goddamn great. Mixed reviews. I say, Pig. Pig was meh. It was meh. It wasn't bad, but damn sure wasn't fucking good. Had some good acting in it. But it's not something I ever would recommend or watch again. And what does it get? A great fucking round of reviews. I don't understand it. I don't understand modern critics, and I also kind of get a feeling that if this movie would have had a lesbian relationship or a speech about how terrible white people are, all of a sudden it'd be a fucking Oscar contender. But maybe I'm just being paranoid or realistic. They're kind of the same thing, if you didn't know. Anyways, Voyagers gets 5 fucking Fuck you, stars. I love this movie. I recommend it highly, and I'm definitely going to see it again very soon. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.